I've loved you for such a long time, but you only wanted to be friends. This is all your fault.
Hey GX community, this is GX Bob coming to you guys to do another oil change, but it is not going to be a traditional oil change. It is going to take your convenience to the next level. We started with OEM, and the problem with OEM is we have something called oil drain anxiety. You ever tried to remove your 14 millimeter oil drain bolt and you don't know when that last thread is, and you keep spinning it a little and you keep on moving to make sure it's the last thread so you can pull your hands out really quick, but you find out it's not the last thread, so you have to keep going again and going again and again. It's sort of like playing roulette with third-degree burns on your hands, right? And finally, when you least expect it, it is the last thread and you had no idea it was, and then all this oil just splash all over your hands. Ow! And you get third-degree burns.
Son of a bitch!
That's why I never liked the OEM boat. We went to the Fumoto valve a while back ago, which was awesome because all it is was a little valve where you could pull this little lever and oil comes out, and you lock the lever and oil stops, right? It was a valve. The problem with that is from your drain pan to your oil pan, you still had about this much of a distance, and that causes oil splatter. So if you're doing oil changes after you've stopped your engine from running hot, and which you're supposed to do, run your engine hot to get the juices flowing in your engine so more oil actually comes out instead of sticking to the walls thick, right? So when you run your engines hot and all this oil comes out and it's going from here to here, you're going to get oil splatter, okay? You can get oil splatter, and especially if you're right next to that valve, when you open up that valve, you're going to get oil splatter on your arms and on your face. And Fumoto gave us the only convenience of opening and closing without having to use tools. That was the convenience, but you still had the problem with hot oil splattering all over your arms and face. So we had the Fumoto for a while until a company, an American company made in USA, came out with a product which was a twist valve and it had a tube attachment to it. And I wanted to try this out for quite a long time right now. It's a family company from the state of Wisconsin. Did I say it right? Wisconsin or Wisconsin? I don't know. I don't even know if it's part of the 50 states. I have no clue. Anything outside of California, I have absolutely no clue. Okay, so we are going to try this product out, and I will report out. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Let's go ahead and lift up your GX460. For this oil change, you're going to need a oil drain pan. I have mine right here at 16 quart capacity. Perfect for a couple oil changes without having to dump it. I have a Lexus Toyota oil filter I got from the dealership, 04152-YZZA3. I have a oil filter housing removal tool. I will send you the link below this video if you need to know where to get these. I have a 14 millimeter socket with an extension and a ratchet. This is to remove our OEM drain bolt. I have an oil funnel. You don't need this, but trust me, you're going to want to have this. Makes your life so more easier to do an oil change with. The link will be below the video where I purchased this. You're going to need about 8.5 quarts of 02 oil, synthetic preferably. Okay, I'm not doing 5 W30 like a lot of people want me to. I'm going to stick to OEM recommendations for now in the state of California. Okay, you guys do you, okay? That will be for a future video. I have a torque wrench that will take me out to 30 foot-pounds. I have a 7/8 socket. This is to install our new drain. And here is the new drain system by Votex. Rhymes with Kotex, but not exactly the same thing. Let's go ahead and remove it. Here is one end of the valve with the tubing. I'm going to show you how to use this in a little bit. But here is the main part. Oh, look at this. They sent me a personal thank you. I'm sure they don't send this to just anybody. How nice of them. Oh, all right. Where the hell is this place? Oh no, I think it's near Guam. I don't know. Okay, let's set that aside. Let's look at the valve system here. So here is the valve system. Here's the washer that's going to go on this end right here. Okay, you're going to be turning this in. It's going to sit against the pan, oil pan, and this is the cap that closes off your valve, right? This is where the oil is going to be leaking out, but it's not just going to be pouring out, all right, and hitting your face, hitting your Calvin Klein model face or anything, okay? You are going to be driving around with this cap on forever until the next oil change, and when it's time to do your oil change, you're going to remove this cap. All you have to do is just spin it off. Simple, right? Toolless. That's what I love about this. It's toolless. But unlike Fumoto, which is going to ruin your beautiful face, you are going to attach this tube right here, this tube system on here, and the more you tighten, the more the valve is going to open up. So you are in control of the flow of your valve. Oops, there we go. You have to catch the teeth on there. Okay, so the tighter you spin, the more the valve is going to open and oil will be spilling out of here. And when you guys are done, you don't have to worry about oil shooting in your face, because when you loosen this, the valve closes at the same time. You guys get it? It closes at the same time, so when you're opening this up, it's going to be oilless, or it should be very minimal. Okay, and then you put the cap back on and you are done. You are done until the next oil change. Let's go ahead and change our oil now. Let's go ahead and air out our cap so we get the juices flowing, okay? If you go back here where my oil drain bolt is, you're gonna find out that I am missing a cover right here. I have left this cover off, 210 millimeters. I've left it off. I put it inside my garage ever since I purchased this vehicle, only because if I'm ever gonna get a drip or a small type of leak, I want this to hit my driveway. I want to be able to see it and fix it before it becomes a problem. If you have this cover plate on here, your drip is going to be landing on top of this cover plate, and it's going to be landing and sitting inside these pockets, and you're never going to find out that you are low on oil. Okay, so leave this cover plate off if you can. So here's our OEM. Let's go ahead and loosen by turning counterclockwise. Okay. Okay, when it comes to a trickle, we are going to wipe it dry real quick here. We are going to take our Votex valve right here with the washer facing the drain pan, okay? We're going to go ahead and screw it in. Tighten it in by hand first. Let's wipe it clean. We're going to take our 7/8. We're going to tighten it, snug it up a little bit. Just hand snug it. We're going to go grab our torque wrench. Set your torque wrench at 30 foot-pounds. And let's go ahead and torque this at 30 foot-pounds with your 7/8. Guys heard 3 clicks? 3 clicks is good for me. Let's go ahead and take the cap that came with the Votex valve and screw it on. And all you have to do is just tighten it up by hand, snug it in there. There's a rubber gasket in there, a little rubber O-ring, and you're good to go. Now we're about 2 feet in front of our oil drain pan, and we got our oil filter housing right here, and it's facing the passenger side. We're going to go ahead and put our filter tool on here onto a ratchet, and we're going to turn it counterclockwise. If you find out it's a little too tight for you, you guys go ahead and use a little breaker bar to help you guys out here. Mine was a little too stiff. Holy shit balls, Batman. Damn, that was tight. Oh my God, that was tight. Woo, you were worth every single dime. Make sure you got the drain pan underneath you. It's gonna start dripping out a little bit. This is where you could do everything by hand at this point. Just keep turning counterclockwise. Watch for the oil splatter coming down, guys. And folks, this is what it looks like coming out. This is our old oil filter. We're gonna go ahead and remove the old filter. Just pull it out. Clean your filter housing, folks. It's gonna make for a less messier install if you do it now. Okay, make sure no paper towels got caught in there and got stuck in there. Make sure there's no weird debris, or this piece right here came loose. Okay, because it's only being held down by spring tabs down there. These things do come loose, and over time it will clog your filter if it's in the wrong way. Okay, all your lights on your dash will start popping up. I learned that the hard way on a GX470. Had no clue why all my lights popped up, so I just had the truck parked for a while until my oil change, and when I took this off, holy crap, this thing was just off its hinges. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that aside. You don't need to take that tool off because you're going to be using that tool to put your filter housing back on anyways. You're going to go to your oil filter here. You take out the brand new filter, set this aside because we are going to put on the O-ring first. The only O-ring you're going to need out of this right here, and a lot of kits will come with 2, one small, one big one. You're only going to be using the big one. Okay, you're going to take the big O-ring and you're going to grease it up with your old oil. Grease it up really good here. Let's go ahead and set that aside. We're going to take this and we're going to take off the old O-ring. Forgot to tell you, you might need a little help taking this old O-ring off. I got a little small flathead right here to help me along. Going to remove your old O-ring. You're going to slap on your brand new O-ring. Do not use your flathead screwdriver to help you do this part, or else you might create cuts into here. Any little tiny cuts right here will create a leak. Okay, so once you're done with that, you're going to take your factory OEM oil filter right here, and it doesn't matter which side you put it on, they're both the same, and you're going to gently slide it in and lock it into place. Okay, boop. Make sure you feel the spring because you want this all the way in. Okay, and that's how much clearance you have from that metal piece right there to the top of the filter, in case you guys were wondering if you guys are have it installed correctly, okay, or if you have the correct size. Sometimes they do mix up the filters inside the boxes, especially if you buy it at fucking Walmart. God damn you, Walmart, you screwed me over. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this housing back on. We can go back up here, grab a rag or a towel, make sure you clean this up really good. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put our housing back on. Whatever you do, do not cross thread this, okay? Just, it should spin in there fairly freely. Okay, there you go. Not bad. Okay. Now we're going to take our handy ratchet here, and you're just going to hand tighten. There's no torquing involved. Okay, it stops right there. It stops where, if you take a look at the plastic, where it meets the aluminum right here, there is no more gaps right there. It's stopping at this point. So what you're going to want to do is, once it stops, you're going to take it another 1 inch of movement right there. It's pretty stiff right there. Now we're going to go take our funnel here, remove our cap completely, and we're just going to screw this on. Just tighten it snug. Now it's time to throw in about 8.5 quarts of oil. I'm going to do a complete jug of this one because this is only 5 quarts here. Look how fast I can pour it with the funnel. I don't have to wait. Look at that, huh? Went down pretty quick. So on this one right here, good thing it has some measuring lines right here. I'm gonna go ahead and do 3.5 quarts. So 1, 2, 3.5 quarts. So actually we're gonna have to work backwards, right? 1, 2, 3.5 quarts, about right there where this crease is. So let's go ahead and pop this jug open. I love me a pair of jugs. Oh, son of a bitch. Always stop to recheck where you're at. Okay, I got a ways to go, guys. Got another quart to go. I am about 8 quarts right now. 1, 2, 3. I'm at 8 quarts. I'm going to do another half here. And that should be good. Let's go ahead and start our engine. Okay. Oh. Looking for any low oil level lights coming on.
Recording. 1 channel started.
Let it run for maybe 15 seconds. Everything checks out. Looks good. At 8.5 quarts. There you guys go. I don't know if you guys can see there, but there's a little dimple where the oil stops. So it's at about the 0.6 line. It's a little more than halfway. Not bad, huh? All right. I'm pretty sure I could pour in another half a quart if I wanted to and get to the full line, but I think I'm just gonna leave it right there for now. All right, I think we're done. We're gonna go ahead and remove that funnel, put back our oil cap, and clean up a little bit. Here's the Votex. All you have to do is just twist off the cap. Super simple and toolless. No leaks. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up this tubing system right here. All I have to do is just catch a thread and turn it clockwise. Once I turn it clockwise, and the tighter I turn, the more oil is gonna come out. There you guys see? There you go, the oil is coming out. See that? Woo! Now, if I turn it counterclockwise and release this and take it out, it should stop the oil drainage. Look at that. Barely a trickle coming out, and it's just residue around the valve cap right here. All I have to do is just clean it up. Okay, and stick back the cap here, and you are ready for the next oil change in 5,000 miles. All right. All right, there you guys have it. The least messiest oil change I have ever done. And it starts with the Votex drain system. All the links to everything that you've seen in the video is right below the video. Go ahead and check it out. I also have another channel, a DIY channel, that's gonna go into cooking and going to home repairs and also going into repairs for other cars that are non-GX related. So come join me at The Life of Bob. All the links are below the video, and thank you for watching, guys. Peace.